It's live. Right, let me see how. Let's see how this operates. Okay, let me check if Jay is available. Ready? Yep. Okay. Says invitation posted. I'm excited this break out the box. Woo! Webinar. Jay, are you there?
Yes, I
am. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to hang up on the phone.
Oh, okay, good. I'm
going to come off the phone and we're going to talk. Woohoo!
Hang up.
Love it so much. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Excited this break out the box. Woo! I am back. Can you see me?
I can hear you.
Woo! Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are here. Last one on the phone.
Oh, okay, good.
And just come off the phone. Rest when you're talking. Love me so much. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Excited this break out the box.
What are you doing?
I think can you hear me?
It sounds like there's reverb.
Can you hear you?
Oh my, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? There's two conversations going on.
There is, and I don't know what it is.
Okay. Can you hear that?
The conversation we had before.
What are you doing?
Can you hear me?
It sounds like there's reverb.
Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm not sure what's happening right now. Hello, are you there? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, technical difficulties. It's always good to start early. Let's see what is happening as we start this breakout the box web. Jay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I figured out what was wrong. I can see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you see me now?
I'm waiting to see your beautiful face. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Right, mine says, please stand by. Wonderful technology.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you wonderfully.
But you can't see me.
Technical difficulty. Let's see what is happening.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Have you got another screen open?
Yes. Okay, I've just...
Can you hear me?
I can definitely...
I can see you now. Can you see me now?
Okay.
I'm waiting to see your little face.
There's a delay.
Can you see me? I can see. Right, mine says, please stand by. Wonderful technology. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you wonderfully.
Hi.
Okay, I'm going to leave. Have you got another screen?
No, I can... No, well... At the moment, I can see you now. There seems to be a delay. There's a delay. Okay.
So I think that's coming from your end.
I know I don't understand what is
But
going on.
you want to stop the call and then restart it? Just to cancel out whatever that stuff is?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can. Well, I can see you now.
So cancel the call.
Okay. How do I?
So I think that's coming from your end.
I know I don't understand what is going on.
You want to stop the call and then restart it? Just to cancel out whatever that stuff is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, Jay, are you there?
I'm there. I'm here.
I'm gonna close this and try and open it again.
Correct. Good.
Right. Are you there?
I'm here.
Right. I can't see you. Can you see me?
I can see you.
That's amazing. There's no sound or anything, which is fantastic.
Are we talking in real time?
Yes.
Oh, praise the Lamb.
Now, what I've done is, if you're watching, you understand about technology, so it's always good to check things out, but it will be running smoothly by the time the rest of the listeners are on board. Now, Jay, just to make sure we have a smooth transition, I have actually closed the majority of my links. I think I had 2 of them open, so
Okay.
I can't see you, unfortunately. I don't know why. But as long as you can see me,
I can see you and I can hear you clearly.
fantastic. Oh my goodness. Ah, technology. Woo!
It's fine. It's all good.
It is. It is. It is. Okay, I'm trying to open it again to see if I can do and to see. Can you see if there's anybody else online or questions? Would you be able to see as well?
Let me see. I don't think I can see that from here. 1 second. Let's see what's going on. No, I think what I'll do, 1 moment. I'm going to go onto YouTube really quickly and put Edwina. Because I think some of your guests could potentially be listening via Google Plus.
No. If you are there, thank you for listening and being on board first time, so please bear with us. And I've just realized it's 8 now, so some people may be on what is going on. Some people are about to log on, but we are just making sure that we have as much clear, what's that word? Connection between myself and Jay, so that you can best out of this webinar as well.
Via Google Plus. Okay, so this is the thing,
Yes.
Edwina. I've just checked Google, sorry, not Google, YouTube, and we're live on YouTube. So
Okay.
I think there's a slight delay, maybe a couple of seconds, but we are actually live on YouTube at the moment.
Wow.
And guests want to hop over to YouTube, they can, if they, in the search box, if you put breakout box webinar, and you will immediately see both myself and Edwina, our host, online. And if got any questions, they have the opportunity to put those in the comment box.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. It's always good to work with people who also have been there so that they can share the knowledge as well. If you have just logged in via Google Plus, or you're in the Hangout, or you're on YouTube, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining in today. We're just trying to handle a few things to make sure that this is running as smooth as possible. You are and have been invited to Break Out the Box webinar to rediscover the story and to let your brand stand out. I, at the moment, am so privileged to have you here, and we're going to start in the next 5 minutes. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to make sure you get a drink, you go to the toilet, you put your phone on silent or silent, you are present, you pen, piece of paper, or a notebook, or your phone, or your tablet, ready to get some vital information to make sure that you can break out the box. I'm just going to make sure that Jay is ready. I'm trying to see that the YouTube link is on. Thank you. I'm trying to make sure that deep breath in.
I don't want to laugh.
It's good to laugh. It helps break the ice. Thank you very much. But we are now live, and we've got 2 more minutes to go. So I'm just going to make sure that my phone is on silent. Is yours on silent, Jay?
It surely is. I wouldn't want anything to interrupt this call.
Fantastic. Me too. Oh, a minute, people are like, oh, how do I log on? Is it here? This. And it's like, you know what? Just going to focus totally on you, my wonderful speaker and guest for today, and you loveliness that are watching. So I'm going to give 1 more minute to start. We're going to start at exactly 8 GMT time. So Shay's ready to answer my wonderful questions.
Yes, ma'am.
The listeners should be, of course, indeed ready. Take notes and be ready to break out the box with their story. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just checking sure that everything is fine by my end. Do this. Let's do this. I'm very excited about today. It's the first time using Google Hangout, and thank you to Jay Kumar for helping me get the box. My being home. Jay.
So say that one more time because you cut in and out.
Oh, I thank you very much for helping me to break out the box by using Google Hangout.
Awesome. No, it's my pleasure. We've all got to try something once at least.
We do. Now, because the mic seems to be cutting out, are you hearing me very well on your side?
I'm hearing you clearly, yes. At the moment, everything is clear.
Fantastic. Okay, let me just see. Right, it is now exactly 8:05. I want to keep to my word. So welcome everybody to today's webinar, Break Out the Box, rediscover your story and let your brand stand out. How are you doing today? First and foremost, I just want to clap for being online today. Thank you for making the time. I know that football's on. If you're a guy or loves football, but some of you have taken the time today to be on board with this webinar, and you will not be disappointed. Now, I've got an amazing guest today, and before I introduce her, I wanted to say the reason why I'm doing this webinar today. Everyone knows, well, some people know that I have a message about breaking out the box, and I very much important. Let me start again. I'm very much understanding the importance of education, and also informing you and hearing other people and their stories, because we all learn from stories. And it's a coincidence today, it's about rediscovering your story. And I met this amazing lady at webinar training, and she's been my Facebook friend for donkey years. And we connected, we met, we shared each other's stories, what we're doing, and I just knew that she had to be one of the guests on my webinar, and here she is right now. And it's amazing how you can just meet somebody and all of a sudden click, and before you know it, you're helping each other. So do not despise small beginners, and do not despise people that you meet, because you never know how they can help you. But without further ado, you've got your pen, you've got your notepad, your ears are listening, and most of all, you are present to hear this webinar. I'm now going to introduce my guest for today. Now, my guest for today is an amazing lady by the name of Miss J. Kamara. This lady helps you to shape the heart of your vision of your business, because she is Vision Alchemist, and she's creator of Red Lipstick Day, an award-winning marketer. So I'd just like to say round of applause for my guest today, Miss J.K. Kendricks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm really well. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be one of your very first guests on your Breakout the Box TV show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making the time. And I know you have some valuable information to share with our guests today. So I'm going to go straight into it. If you're a student, if you're a mother, if you're a business owner, if you're unemployed, if you're someone that just wants to be noticed and seen wherever you are, you're in the right place. So Miss K. Kendricks, can you please tell us a bit about yourself and your story? Because I've only just spoken a little nutshell about you. So please tell us a bit about yourself.
What can I say about myself? Apart from I'm somebody who knows that they wanted to do something other than work the traditional 9 to 5. So in 2013, I literally jumped head on into the entrepreneurial circle. I'd never really run a business before. I hadn't even planned. I just knew that I didn't want to be employed. But prior to that, I was actually a freelance marketer, and I just thought after one of my last gigs in 2012, working on the Olympics, I said, you know what, I really think I can change the world and just do this on my own. So I'm just going to just jump out and do it. And I would really advise anybody who decides to do that is make sure you have a little bit of a plan. I didn't have a plan, and you know, when you don't plan, you do plan. You do. Unfortunately, you can fail because there's nothing. You don't have any steps. So that's what I wanted to do. So basically, I found it very difficult in the beginning to not just motivate myself, but it was that question every single day. Okay, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to continue doing marketing. Okay, great. Who's your ideal customers? Oh, I don't know. And all of a sudden, all my years of experience seem to have just evaporated out the window, because what I teach my clients, I didn't teach myself. So I didn't even take my own learning, you know, to really get clear and specific about the kind of person I wanted to work with and how I wanted to serve them. So the first couple of months, or even up to about a year, was actually quite challenging for me, because if I can be honest, like I said, I didn't have a plan, and each day that went past and nothing was happening in my business, it was like my funds were reducing because I was going on programs, and you know, you still got to train yourself. So, and then I started getting disconnected with myself, only because you go on all these training programs, you invest in yourself, but when you're not implementing, you almost become quite fat, you know. So I felt like I could hardly. I became obese with information, but I had no real outlet, and that made me feel quite disappointed with myself, because I felt that I should be a lot further wrong than I was already. But at the same time, along that journey as well, I started to have a lot of internal like wranglings back and forth about what my purpose was, how I was going to show up in the world, how I was going to be able to minister in the world? What did that actually look like? And I was very torn
Wow.
between between what was going on internally, and I'm a Christian, and so what the Spirit was telling me to do, and there's me saying, well, this is what I want to do, but then the Spirit saying, this is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. And I'll wake up at 5 o'clock, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, write things down. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. And then when Jay Kamara Frederick showed up, confusion. So I had to relearn. I had to really humble Jay Kamara Frederick right back down to basics, so I could actually listen to what the Spirit, my spiritual guide, God, was telling me to do. And it wasn't until I did that. This is when everything started to fall into place, sort of thing. And this is when the next part of my journey starts. And this is what I'm on now. So,
wow.
Yeah, so this is...
And I'm very glad you said that.
Which part?
No, sorry to cut you, please. No, I like how you said sometimes we teach things and we don't teach ourselves. And it's very important that there is, what's that word? Whatever we teach, we are experienced in it, or we know what it is that we're teaching. And I like how you said you were just very bold and you just broke out the box. But it's very important to also strategize. And you like me, are an entrepreneur, and I wanted to find out, you started this entrepreneur journey without any plan, but how's the journey been so far?
It's been rocky roads.
They don't teach that in the book, They
don't teach that in the book. I haven't yet made my 6 figures. I've made some money, praise God, but I've not made the 6 figures which I thought I'd make within a month, sort of thing. So forget all those myths, because you really do need to have some form of plan. You do need, and when I mean plan, you don't have to have reams and reams of paper of a business plan, but you need to have some form of action, and that action is action you need to take for your business. Your daily actions, what you are going to do for your business, and on top of that, your normal, like for me personally, it's my spiritual actions, everything that I do, which all pertains to some form of ritual, irrespective, whether or not you like the word or not, but that's what it is. Yeah. So, for example, I usually wake up I only sleep for 4 hours a night, and so I'm usually up by 4 o'clock in the morning. So, between the hours of 4 and 7, I've given myself permission to go for a walk. That's what I call my walk with God. To go for a walk, and I do that literally. Exercise, to hang out with my husband, to read. That is what, during those times of the morning, I give myself that permission, or even to sleep a little bit later if I want to. But I make sure that I have a routine where no matter what, I'm out of my bed no later than 7:30 in the morning. So it's really important to have some form of rituals that you have in place, because otherwise you're going to get very complacent and lazy, and it's going to happen very quickly. And you will adopt habits which you never thought you'd be that way.
Very, very true. As they said, that our habits and our attitudes do make us. And when you do become an entrepreneur, that part of you comes out a lot. And they say that they don't buy products, they buy into you first. So you spoke about, we do need to have a process of waking up and have an action plan, not only for our lives, but for our business. And that's so fantastic. Thank you for highlighting that. Just wanted to say welcome to everybody who's locked in, who's tuned in, who's watching, who's listening, wherever you are. Thank you very much for being on this webinar. We are now just starting in question 2, about to go to question 3 with our amazing Jay Kamara, who is the Vision Alchemist, and she's an amazing lady, an award-winning marketer. This is another reason why we clicked. She's also from the same country as me, Sierra Leone, and also she's an amazing lady that knows how to help shape the heart vision of your business, and the creator of Red Lipstick Day. And let me move on to question number 3. It's important more than ever to stand out. I mean, I'm always saying break out the box, stand out, be somebody. What's your message? And, not only just for an entrepreneur, also for you being a person who has a job, also for you being a housewife, for your kids, even just for life. Tell us about the real need to brand ourselves now in this time.
Okay, there's so many different layers to that question, but it's a brilliant question. There really, really is. So I'm not a housewife, so I'll put that on the bottom to tackle. But okay, for example, when I was employed, what was very important for me wasn't just the fact that I was employed and had a job. What was important for me was my reputation and how I wanted to be perceived by my employees and my colleagues. So that's number one. So if you're employed and you're listening, my question to you is, how do you want to be perceived in the workplace? Do you want to be known as the office gossip? Do you want to be known as the office
Mm,
pushover? Do you want to be known as the
mm,
person who is reliable, polite, and gets the job done? Because let me tell you, if you're employed and people know you as the office gossip, you will have no one's confidence. No one will be, the people come and they'll tell you things, but they won't have confidence in you. But if you're known as somebody who is
mm,
reliable, who listens, contributes, okay, and has ideas, no matter how big
mm,
or how small, that is irrelative. And someone who, above
mm,
all things, has integrity, there's your reputation. So there's the start and forming of your brand. So for me, breaking
mm,
out of being employed and going into becoming a freelance marketer, which I did for about 4 years, it was important that I understood that very
mm,
quickly. So when I went into an organization, people didn't just see me as, oh, there's the new kid on the block, but they saw somebody who was polite, who was friendly, and who, came in on time, majority of the time. Okay, 99% of the time, I came in on time. I
mm,
was reliable and I got the job done. So with all the contract work that
mm,
I've got, whenever I've left, there's been a common theme for me, which I really want to hold on to because I want that to be part of what people remember me for. And that was always Jay Kamara, because that was
yeah.
before I was married. She's always smiling. She's always got time to answer questions, and she's reliable. Those for me are very important to me because
Mm,
that's part of my personal vision statement for myself. So irrespective of how I felt inside, if
mm,
I was having a rocky day or, I just wasn't feeling great, I always wanted to leave people feeling that they could rely on me. And I think it's because I see
wonderful.
what I do as ministry. So it's not about me, it's about how I show up
Mm,
shine and how who I am and my faith comes through with whatever I do. That's the impression I want to leave with people. So the question I would ask, or the challenge, well, it's kind of
fantastic.
challenge or question, is like, how do you want people to feel when they work with you? When you're gone, how do you want to be remembered?
Mm,
And that should really help to dictate how you are,
mm,
and it will help you to become even more self-aware of every action that you take and even every conversation that you have. So you can correct yourself. You don't need someone else to correct you because you'll now become aware. You know when you've fallen off the bandwagon because it happens.
yes. Wow. Do you have any more to add? I'm
Oh,
like, wow.
sorry, I've got tons to add, but I know that you have questions. So if I answered that question, yeah.
You have. And again, for those who are listening, because my background is I'm a trainer, I don't want you to sit here and go, this is valuable information. I want you to write down that question. How do I want to be perceived as work, as a mother, as a student, as an employee, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, as a etc. etc. Because as you've just said, that makes you more self-aware. And for me, I want love and fun to be in whatever I do. So when I'm around people, whether it's business, online, offline, I want to laugh. I want to have fun. I want that person to feel special and loved, because that's what I want back. So you've just actually identified a few things of what I do in my business. But I'm going to roll on to the next question. Now, the whole point of today is that it's important for us to know who we are, and what's coming out of me is identity, the importance of our identity. And this question just came to me, so I just want to know, is there anything that we can do to help find out our identity? I'm a Christian also myself, so my identity comes from God, but there could be some people who are not connected to God or not in that spiritual aspect, and even we as Christians, we can also do certain things. So are there any things that we can do to help find our identity and identify ourselves in this self-discovery kind of walk?
Oh yeah. And I'm going to share some things which I've done myself.
Okay.
First of all, I did the I am exercise.
Ooh, say that again, please.
The I am exercise.
I am exercise, okay.
And that's not a physical exercise, but what it is that I actually sat down and wrote 100 things that I am.
Wow.
And you just keep going. You just got to sit down. You just got to keep going. So it's literally, I am happy. I am smiley. I am powerful. I am a hard worker. Literally, I wrote down. That was what I call the I am exercise. And I decided to do that because when I was going through that moment of having self-doubt, you know. So for me, it was important for me to reconnect with who I am, because, you know, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. You know, when you label something, that is what it becomes. So if you start saying, I am stupid, over time, you'll start to be, you know, it sort of like connects with something in your brain. And maybe you start to do really, really weird things which you wouldn't normally do. So why not say, I am great, I am powerful, you know? And also it took me back to, you know, the Bible. You know, even non-believers look at the Bible as a place of reference, and if you look at the scriptures where God is telling you who we are in Him, that was another thing which I did. I actually went through the Word and I actually identified what God was saying about me. Because in this world, you need to know who you are, because there's so many people, unfortunately, that they want to just knock you down with their negativity. And unless you are armored and you know who you are, when someone says something negative about you, you will crumble. It happened to me last year and I was a mess. And when I realized that I was a mess, I said it's because I'm disconnected with who I am.
Right.
You know? And if you don't believe who you are, write it down. And every day, read who you are. Because I believe everybody is great. Everybody has a message, and everybody has the power to create the kind of environment that they want in this life. We are all fantastic manifestors. The world is here for us to have abundance. So when you're in lack, because there's some part of you that is inviting lack into your life. And I'm not talking necessarily about I'm not talking specifically about financial. When I'm talking about wealth or money, for me, not money, so wealth. Where my definition of wealth is, what is the wealth I want to create for myself, and it comes from within out. Because I believe when I'm okay inside, everything else just falls into place. And this is where the power of I am, and then and understanding your story. Oh my goodness. You know, when all those things are connected, I mean, it's just almost like magic. And then you become aligned, you know, and this life shouldn't be that tough. And if you're struggling, it's because you're not in alignment. And if you're not in alignment, then you need to stop and reflect and understand where you went off. Because we all go off sometimes, but it's harder. When you're struggling, I don't think we should struggle too much, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, I'm working towards working only 4 hours a week, trust me. So, you know.
Good on you.
So, you know, you have to know when you're aligned. And I mean, do you want me to continue, or do you have something else?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you, because the reason why this question came forth was when people become an entrepreneur or they go for a job, or there's a change in their story, quote unquote, they seem to forget that it's them that's changing. And I love what you said, that I am factor, because we do have bouts of self-doubt,
Yes.
whether it's the new project, whether it's a new contract, whether it's this new CEO, whether it's a new job, whether it's promotion, whether it's your kids going to school, whatever. It's all part of your story, and that still affects you. And you have to find ways to pump yourself up, to encourage yourself. And the more you know who you are, the less you will compare yourself. And this is why I wanted to do this webinar, because my story is completely different to your story. But there is still a connection between us when you share your story and my story, and it's women, and it's entrepreneurship, and it's injustice. But they're completely different stories.
Yes.
Unless we don't share the story, we wouldn't know how we're connected and how we're destined to meet or to help each other in business, etc., etc. And the main message I want to say is your identity, the core being of who you are, is so important, because there's nothing you said that, business is ministry. It's serving a need. It's meeting a need. It's not all about the money. Even the Richard Bransons and all those people, they lost so much money when they started. They had a passion, they had a drive, they had a vision, and they knew what they wanted to do. And once they got into alignment with it, the money came. But they were just serving people. And the more they served, the more they got more money. Because the more you serve, the more people want to buy into you. And that leads me into my next question, because you do have a very powerful story. And again, this is how we got connected. And I want you to please tell us briefly about, your story and how it got you media attention, how it got you so passionate doing the things that you're doing. Over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I will share snippets of my story, but I don't want that to be the focus. But what I will say is that if you get this, and this is a process which I went through myself, if you get this process, I mean, if you really get it and take action, I promise you there will be a shift. Because the shift happened for me. It happened for me. And the journey is still unraveling. And all I can say is thank you. Because if I didn't take that moment to say, I'm going to stop, I'm not going to move until I understand what has shaped me. Not even understand, but there's an element of acceptance. And this is where I formed the acronym SHAPE. So if you're there, write it down, SHAPE. S-H-A-P-E. S-H-A-P-E. I nearly forgot how to spell SHAPE.
I was going to say.
Okay, so I have changed it slightly, but for the purpose of this call, I'll just keep it to my original formula. Now, SHAPE, S, is your story. It's this power story that does one of two things, or two things actually. It connects you to yourself, and it connects you to your business. Okay? Now, your power story can be anything from something that is absolutely hilariously funny, something really quirky that you did to get attention, okay? It can be something which is dramatic. It can be something which is thought-provoking and challenging. There are no limitations on what your story can be. All your story needs to be, in order for it to work, is it needs to be authentic, empowering, and inspiring. Now, for a long time, I mean, I know my story inside out, and I know that I've been called to use my story to not only walk in purpose, but to help inspire and empower and motivate others into action. Not only walk in purpose, but to inspire and empower and motivate others into
Mm.
And what? So that's the story bit. The S. H is for
Hello, are
heart.
you still there?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, brilliant. So H is for heart. It's
Yep, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Just check it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's about understanding what's your passion,
Good, good.
what's your hope, what's your desire, what's your ambition, what are your dreams.
Mm.
Write it down.
Mm.
You know, write it all down. Don't be ashamed. Just get a piece of paper, use your iPad, do a mind map.
Mm.
Write down your passion. You know, where does your passion come from? What wakes you up at night? You know, what gives you so much joy that you you'd go for a week without sleeping if needed? Write it down. And then it's A's for is your ability.
Okay, hope you're writing down, guys.
Abilities. What are you capable of doing? You know, what do you want to influence?
Mm.
Don't be afraid to write it down. Remember, this is between you, God, and your piece of paper or your iPad or your computer. Write it down. Allow yourself to be free. I did this exercise in a day,
Yeah.
and I literally just locked myself in a room and I wrote everything down. Wrote everything down. And then P is for personality.
Wow.
And what I did is that I had become is a profile hoarder. And what I mean by that is that I've done numerous personality tests to identify who I am, how I'm meant to work, how I'm meant to stand, how I'm meant to sit. So what I did is I got all the results of all those items, and again on my mind map.
Mm.
So let me give you an example of some of the profiling that I've done on myself over the years.
Okay, wonderful.
I've done Myers-Briggs,
Mm-hmm.
Strength Finders,
Mm-hmm.
Think, Grow, Feel,
Mm-hmm.
Wealth Dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
Destiny Finders,
Mm-hmm.
Love Language,
Mm-hmm.
and the DISC test.
Wonderful.
So there's so many, and I wanted to see how they all connected,
Mm.
and I was really pleasantly surprised how they all connected. And sometimes, unless you see something in black and white, you don't know it.
Yes, that's true.
Especially when you know you're capable of doing so many things, your mind's going like this, going like a wheel, and you can't stop it from churning because you're creating. And someone says you're a singer, someone says you're a poet, someone says you write.
Mm.
You know, and people start to pigeonhole you.
Yes.
You know, and the thing is that some of us are triple threats.
Mm-hmm.
We can do many things,
Mm-hmm.
and we shouldn't be afraid of that.
Thank you. True.
You know, and this is why I say I said to myself, I say to myself daily, tell myself daily, if you don't define who you are, someone's going to define you.
That's right.
So it's really important that this process we think about how do I want to be defined. You know, that's what we're working on. And this is really part of your brand.
Mm. Very true. Mm.
And it even goes down to something basic as to even how you dress. So, for example, if you're a stylist, like a clothes stylist. How
Mhm.
do you want to how do you want people to perceive you?
Mm.
You know, do you want to be a not so good looking stylist, but you go and style other people and that look fantastic, but you yourself don't look great?
That's correct.
That doesn't work.
Mm.
Whenever I see a hairstylist whose hair doesn't look great, you're not doing my hair.
That's correct.
You know?
Mhm.
So how do you want to, again, it goes back to that question, how do you want to be perceived?
Mm.
Okay. And then we'll go to E, which is experience.
Mm.
Many of us have been shaped by our experiences in our lives. And as long as
Oh,
we're
hold
living,
on one second.
sorry?
Can I just check? Can I just check your mic?
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
That's it. I just was cutting in and out of it.
Okay. I'll
Sorry
just
to
repeat
mess it up. Now.
that's okay.
Thank you.
It's about E is for experience. Many of us, in fact, all of us should have had some kind of experience. Now,
Mm.
when I say experience, it doesn't have to be a bad experience.
Mm.
It could just be an experience which taught us a little bit about ourselves, maybe taught
Mm.
us about our business. Maybe it
Mm.
is a sort of like tragic story.
Mm.
Or maybe it's just about an innovative idea that came to mind, and that's how you got your first deal, you got your first customer. You know,
Mm.
again, your story or your experiences are unlimited because as long as you're alive and breathing, every
Mm.
time you take a step, you have an experience.
That's right.
You know, it can even be down to, depends on what your job is or what you want to get into, even down to experience of touching your feet on carpet or grass is an experience. I mean,
Mm.
poems have been written about grass. You know, that's just extreme anyway. But the point is, our experiences mold us for this particular time.
Mm.
So you hear, or you may have heard the term, "You are enough,"
Yes.
because in this moment, you are enough.
Mm.
You have everything you need right here, right now, to take the next step.
That's correct.
You know, you are enough.
Mm.
You may need to be refined on the way,
Mm.
but show me one person who doesn't comb their hair when they or grease their face before they leave the house. Every day we do something improving.
That's true. You've
You
got
know,
to
and
tweak ourselves.
yeah, it's that refining on a daily basis.
Mm. Wow.
Okay. So our experiences, they do help to shape us, hence the word shape. Okay.
Mhm.
It helps to shape who we are,
Mm.
where we've come from, part of that,
Mm.
and why we are doing this. It's all
Yeah.
part of our experiences, our journey, and it helps to mold us. So the next thing is that how can you connect
Mm.
that one experience? We have multiple experiences, but you choose that one experience. How can you connect that one
Mm.
experience to your business, if you have a business, if
Mm.
you're a business owner? Or how can you connect that one experience to your everyday living, so your personal brand, that makes you stand out and makes
Wonderful.
people think,
Yeah.
I want to speak to that person, I want to connect to that person, I just need to know more.
Mm.
And it's at this point you take that moment to think, how many people have you come across in your life that you just want to know more about?
Mm.
What has what has
That's right.
what has driven you? What's been the motivation that's inspired you to know more about that person?
Mm.
Because what you feel,
Very true.
curious about how Donald Trump got there, or how Richard Branson got there, or how your neighbour got his Jaguar, that thing that draws you to be inquisitive and to want
Mm.
to know more is almost how you want other people to think about you.
Mm.
you know, without being
So true.
egotistic or anything like that. You always want to have that energy, that force, that just that attracts. So you become like honey,
Mm.
and people just are just drawn to you because of that sweetness about you, whatever that.
Yes.
So I love
Oh wow,
like
that was.
sorry.
Oh no, no. I was just like that is so a lot, and I know that you go very in depth with that process, and that process can it take a day? Days?
I mean, it depends how deep you want to go, but it can ultimately, what I've just shared there in regards to shape, I did
Uh-huh.
that in a day.
Nice.
And then there was that moment of, you have to accept who you are
Mm.
because you can see, it's almost like having your CV in front of you and saying, wow, I've done that. I've done this. Oh, that's how I am.
Yes.
You have to accept your shape.
Mm.
If you don't accept your shape, you're almost going to be, and this is with no digs to anybody whatsoever. It was almost like a size 16 individual putting on a size 10 leggings, and everything's just looking right. Or someone with a size
So
8 foot wearing a size 3 shoe, and it
mm.
doesn't work.
Yes.
You have to accept your shape. If you don't accept your shape, how do you expect anybody else to accept you?
That's correct. So true.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just to share a
Yeah.
little bit about how, because you did ask the question how I use my story and what's happened for me. Now, again, I'm not going
Yeah.
to go into my story because I don't think that's not really the focus. But what I will say is, some people have seen my story, which is fantastic. But my story has
Hmm.
led me, in the last, I would say, 6, 8 weeks. It's all happened quite rapidly. It's allowed me to be on television. Um,
Lovely.
on the
Woohoo.
news. It's oh my goodness. I've had a mini documentary created about me, and
Fantastic.
recently I've actually been invited to the House of Commons, not once but twice in one week,
Ooh,
and
amazing.
it's given me the opportunity to speak to different ministers and hopefully to start change, influence and change.
Mm,
Because
lovely.
that's what I'm about. I've accepted it now.
Mm,
I'm a
mm,
change maker. I want to influence change.
mm.
It's
And
also given me the opportunity to tell my story and have that translated in my words.
mm,
And I was in the paper, which was a bit shocked in regards to how much of my story they actually told, because I thought it was only going to be maybe a couple of sentences.
mm,
Now, I know not everybody is going to want to desire to be in the newspaper or on TV. I get that. But that's not the point. The point is when you own your
mm.
story, you are in a position to manage how that story is relayed.
Yes.
Okay? And you're in a position, if you want to, that is to connect your story to your business.
Mm.
So what I've done is that because I now have a formula that I know works, I've now been
Yes.
able to shape my business so that I now am almost like a personal branding consultant, which is fantastic
Mm,
because it's opened up doors for me which previously I didn't think would be open for me.
mm.
But what's also important, I do want to stress this, if your story is personal, When I mean personal, I mean it's so personal to you that it could potentially affect friends and family.
Mm.
You have to be sure you are ready to tell it.
Yes.
Don't tell or share any story that you're not prepared to stand up and back with
Mm.
confidence.
Mm.
Because if you do that, people will see right through you and then you no longer become authentic.
That's right.
This is why I'm saying a story doesn't have to be dramatic or tragic. A story just has to be true to you and your business.
Mm.
So if we go back a little bit, like for example, Sarah Blakely is the founder of Spanx.
She's
And
the founder of. So
Spanx,
please repeat that. Someone just said to check our mic.
oh
I've
dear.
just turned mine a little bit down, and also yours. It might just be fluctuating a bit.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. It's good that people are listening. At least they're
Yes,
telling us all these things. Thank you, listeners and viewers.
thank you very much. Um, okay, so Sarah Blakely, she's the founder of Spanx. And what I love about her story is that her story is twofold. In one version of her story, she says that she knew that she wanted to work with women. That's all she knew. She didn't know what that looked like. She just knew she wanted to work with women. But she had no idea that she'll be working on women's butts. So that's one part of her story. So therefore, she her purpose because she wanted to work with women. So how you work with the people that you want to work with can transpire in many different ways.
Mm.
The other part of her story is that in order for her to get business, if she's in the clothes industry, she had to figure out a way of how to get people to see the benefits of her product. So for 3 years, she just wear white trousers, invite the sellers, the buyers, potential buyers, into the changing room with her, and she'll show them how she looked with and without her Spanx on. So that's her story. So everybody has different stories that they connect to their business or to their life, whatever. It can be, it can be really, like I said, a story is limitless. It just has to be authentic and true to who you are.
Yeah. Mm. Cool. I am thanking you. Jay, can you see any of the comments so far that are coming up?
Okay, let's check.
Sorry to divert the conversation so far. Can you see the comments?
There's nothing on.
Now we've gone in.
There's nothing on.
Okay, I think it'll be on my side. I just wanted to check what someone said the sound keeps cutting out, but we're sorting that. Please bear with us. Remember, this is the first webinar on Google Hangout, and we are really trying at the moment. If you have not been able to log in or look, but remember, this is going to be sent out to you. If you have any questions, please type them, and we try and answer them as best as we can. But so far, I've been seeing people are getting value very much, and you're doing very well, Jay. Thank you so much. It is valuable information. So I just wanted to check, now that we're making sure that the sound quality is as best as we can. You use this word shape, and if you are listening and you have a pen and paper, I do urge that you do write the word shape, which stands for your story. You need to find some time this week, even if it's after this seminar, for 30 minutes or more, and find out what is your story, what is it that is thought-provoking about you, what is your heart, what is your dreams, your aspirations, those things that make you feel alive, and what keeps you up at night, what makes you be filled with so much joy, and what is your ability, what is it you can do and bring to the table. not just to an employer, not only to your partner, your house, your business, but this world is waiting for people like you and I to come and bring a solution. What about your personality? And thank you so much for saying all those wonderful things that we can do in terms of personality tests, Destiny Finder, love languages, Myers-Briggs, Strength Finder, think, grow, feel, the DIS test, etc. And then lastly, about experience. No matter how good, how great, or how ugly the experiences that we've been through, it shapes us. And every brand has a story. And this is the reason why when I met you, I said I so have to do this. Every brand has a story. And some people do not see themselves as brands. And for someone like you and myself, who we do marketing, so we're on social media, we're very careful how we dress. Notice I'm wearing a dash of pink today. It's part of my brand. It's in my marketing. And majority of the time, whenever you see me, I'll be wearing a dash to have pink on me, and it's to remind you of me. And when the people see the tick, they think of Nike. When they see, a jacket and jeans, the first person they sometimes identify is Richard Branson, because he's the first person that allowed you not to be suited and booted in business. But the whole point of today is the identity of you is important, not only to your life, your business, but this world. And we're tired of copycat. We're tired of people copying people, but we want to release and see the true you that is coming forth. Did I miss anything there, Jay?
Not at all. I think you did a fantastic summary. But what I will add to that is that it's okay, and it's actually okay to be inspired by others, because when we're inspired, we're motivated to take action, right? But we don't want to copy anybody, because the reason why we don't want to copy, the reason why I'm inspired by Edwina, for example, but I wouldn't want to copy her because only Edwina can do what she does, And that's why we could do marketing, but Edwina has a different way of doing it, which leaves me like, whoa. Which shows. I know that's a song, I think. And it's a reminder that there's enough for all of us, because we are all so unique. We bring something so different to the table. So let us not be intimidated by our friends who maybe have the same profession as us. In fact, let's learn from them.
That's right.
So we can take that learning and modify it for us, so it works for us. Because there is nothing actually new under the sun. We just deliver it in different ways.
That's it.
We could all share similar experiences, but only I can share my experience the way that I can share it.
That's right.
And the same for you.
Yes. And I do like how you mentioned that. I'm very inspired by you, which is why I'm interviewing you, and a fellow marketer. Because again, in business, many people are afraid to collaborate. They're afraid to work with. You're a marketer. We bounce off ideas of each other, and it's amazing to have great minds. But some people will be thinking, oh my gosh, they're competition. But there is a spot for every single one of us in this world. It doesn't matter. We're both authors. We're both writers. We're both singers. We're both speakers. The delivery of the message is what makes it different. And you said a key word, which is authenticity. Did I say that right? Authenticity. And that comes again by identifying who you are as business people, as people that seem to work and not play. Please, we need to take time out for us and rediscover ourselves. Yes. And that's the reason why you're here today. I hope you've got so much from this, and we're not rounding off yet, because there's a few more things that I wanted to ask. You mentioned the thing which was accept your shape, and it's not your body shape, even though many of us are thinking, I want to be taller, I want to be lighter, I want to be darker, I want to be skinnier, I want to be flat tummy, I want to be, and we have enough complexes about our physical shape, let alone our story shape, and accept the story that brought you this far. And it's just the beginning for many of us. And as I am breaking out the box, I'm not there yet. My aim is to take as many people with me on this journey to break out of where they once were and who they're destined to be, because you have to break out of that. And it takes a lot of boldness, because Jay, I've seen a lot of boldness in you. I've seen a lot of courage in you. And it does take that to stand out and represent your story and where you're from. I'm going to go to my next question because time is nearly running out. Now, Miss J. Kamara, a wonderful marketer and vision alchemist. Can I just ask, where did that word alchemist come from? Just came from.
Alchemist is basically a person that has vision and makes things happen. We're creators.
I love it. And I just wanted to personally put this out there. I was talking to Jay one time and I was like, oh, someone's looking for a while. And can you have a look at this? And I was just rambling on, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me. And she was just like, do you know what? Even from the work that I've done, you know, I just need one line. And then she helped me to identify, I am the lady that unlocks the true leader in you. I was like, bam, that's me. And can I say, Jay, everywhere I've been going so far, I have been using that line. And that's been part of my elevator pitch. And people have been saying, I want to know more. And people have been connecting with me. So I just wanted to say a big thank you very much. So that alchemist word definitely thumbs up. Now, my next question, because we're nearly coming to a close. How can you help people further to develop themselves, to develop their shape, to develop their personal brand? You know, do you have anything to offer the viewers, the listeners, and those that are tuned in or will watch later on?
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to share that I've got a one-day masterclass happening on the 27th of June, which is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And the masterclass is basically titled Rediscover Your Powered Story Masterclass. And in this class, we're gonna break down your shape. We're gonna come out with a core mission, like for you, your mission statement. We're gonna explore your idea and your story focus, and we're gonna establish your voice. Now, everybody's individual, so I'm going to work with individuals to help them to establish their voice and to find a point of view that works for you.
Nice.
And on top of that, I'm going to share with you some marketing strategies that will help you to immediately implement and get noticed. And one day master is going to be held in London, and it's £97 before the end of next week, where it goes up. And it's I think it's about 10 to 4. And it's for a small group of individuals. I'm only going to be working with 12 people. Because of the
How many people?
12 people.
12 people. 12 places, guys.
Only 12 people.
One to me.
And I've already got, I think, 4 places actually taken.
Only 4 left. You've got my place.
No, I would love to say there's only 4 left, but let me not lie. But 4 places have already taken.
4 places taken.
4 places taken.
So the mark cutting out. Okay, 4 places taken.
Yeah. So if you are interested, I would encourage you to drop me an email, and then I will send you information, and then we'll have a quick call. And the call is just to establish whether or not this is right for you, and if you're ready to take this step.
Wonderful.
I mean, this is
Now,
I mean,
I'm
97
going to
pounds.
say the same.
Okay, £97 is literally
Oh,
a giveaway. I think because I'm just really excited about this, and I really want to invite people to journey with me, and I really want to give you so much
definitely.
information that you can just action, you know. And yeah, so it's
Mm.
£97 until the end of next week, where it goes up to, I believe it goes up to £147.
Wow. Oh my. Now, this is basically worth about £150, guys. Four places have gone. Is that correct?
Correct.
So there are about 7 places left. My math. No, gosh, there's this is till I'm tired. There's 8 places left. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now, guys, if you do want some more information, um, Jay, you're going to give your email address. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes, I will share my email address.
Fantastic. Also, what I would do is, I do know that people are watching this live. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys. So much love for you guys for being online. And I will also be sharing this also information in the Facebook group and also on the YouTube link because this was on live. I'll be sharing the information there as well. The whole point of the day I did this was it was my birthday on Monday, no Tuesday. I could tell I'm tired. The 10th of June was my birthday, and I just felt like I wanted to give back. I'm so thankful for my life and so thankful for where I have come from through my own story of breaking out the box and not wanting to be pigeonholed to do one thing. And speaking to Jay, she's really just helped unlock a lot of things. And I am someone that unlocks others. So it's great when someone can unlock you so you can unlock others. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any questions here at the moment because I do see it is 9 o'clock. Um, and I'm just thankful again for you guys being on board. You've been fantastic. Um, Jay, do you have anything else you want to say before I close?
Yes, I just want to tell people just to go and do it. Go be you and go conquer your journey. You know, no journey is free from ups and downs and cobbles and all the rest of it. But life is an adventure, and just go and do it. Because the sooner you do it, the sooner you can break out the box. It's when you become aligned,
Yes,
you will start walking in true purpose. And
thank
that's when
you.
things become just a little more easier.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you. We are on Twitter. Jay is at JayKamara. So if you want to reach her very quickly, you can do that now. I'm also on Twitter at EXOUSIACONSULTN. I'll put that in the Facebook group and below the YouTube um, video. But I just also want to say that you do need to discover your story. It is time. The journey you've taken has come and taken you this far, and it's time to break out the box. Your story not only affects your destiny, but you have to own it, which is something that Jay is so passionate about. And you know, you need to get your story out there because it can not only bless you, but many people and generations to come. So I'm someone who's very generational thinking, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. God bless and break out the box. See you later, guys. Woo! Thank you, Jay.
Bye.
See you later, my love. Bye bye. Now, guys, any other questions, please email me, um, tweet me, tweet Jay. We are here to help. Now, I just need to work out how to end this call. Bye, guys. Catch you on the other side. Email any comments or any feedback. We need it. I need it. Speak to you very soon.